Hello everyone, this is the Archfiend, and today I want to talk to you guys about a little news story that's coming out of my former home state of New Jersey, and I got a link in the video description to a news article if you want to look over that real quick. It's a short read and it basically describes what's going on, and it'll help you understand just what in the hell is going on in this video here today. Anyways, this is out of a little town called Belvidere, New Jersey, and they're taking a controversial vote. And if you saw the article, you know exactly what that vote is, and that vote is to whether or not allow the middle school in Belvidere to be able to give random drug testing to the middle school students. Folks, we're talking about, 5th, 6th, 7th graders, kids, 13 to 14 years old, and I mean, as I'm sure many of you are reacting to this. There's a lot of people in New Jersey, get really raising their eyebrows over this, and myself included. Just like, is this not a bit excessive? I mean, is it really that necessary to do something like this? Now, when I say that, I am not condoning, drug usage for like a 13 or 14-year-old. I'm not saying, hey, if life's tough, just smoke a joint and make yourself feel better. Even if you're a kid, it doesn't matter. No, I'm not saying that. What I am saying is that it's just like I said before. It's just overkill. It's not necessary. I mean, if it's an easy way for the parents to basically not have to police their students and rely on society to do more of their job. And again, I know it may sound like I'm kind of condoning, drug usage, but I'm not. And on top of that, the way the system is set up, it's kind of sneaky because the parent has to consent to letting their child get the drug test, and the child also has to consent to giving the drug test. Well, isn't that convenient? Well, I mean, it's going to be an easy way to find out if the kid's guilty or not, because the parent's going to be like, yes, I want to sign my child up for the random drug testing program. And then if the kid says, no, I don't want to take the test, then they're doing drugs. And even if they're not, they're automatically going to be considered to be doing drugs. Now, also, when the kid is found to be using drugs, the school is going to recommend that they go to a rehab facility and, be, taught the error of their ways and all this other shit. And the problem with that is, again, I'm sure a lot of you out there are in the age of 13, 14, 15 years old, and you can relate to the kids that are going to be affected in this middle school. Now, when the kid gets caught for doing drugs, he's going to be removed from school. What kind of stigma is that going to label the child with? They're going to forever be labeled as a no-good, degenerate drug user. Maybe the kid was out with friends and tried pot one time. They're going to be forever labeled a junkie. Because, folks, I don't know if you've noticed, but a lot of kids in their early teenage years are kind of mean, and they tend to, nag on their peers and pick on people a lot. Imagine if you get removed from school and have to go to a rehab facility. Oh my God, these kids are gonna be just bashed into the ground. And on top of that, say someone has a legitimate absence, like they have to leave for any of many reasons, they're automatically gonna be labeled as a drug user that had to go to the rehab facility. Even if they come back and say, oh no, my father's sister's house burned down and we had to go over and, help her get her life back together. No one's gonna believe that. They're gonna be like, yeah, right. You got caught smoking a bong by your father and you got sent to a rehab facility. Shit like that is just gonna happen. So I don't understand why it is absolutely necessary, though I do have to commend this town, because that town in Belvidere, they do have a program set up in their high school where if you want to play on the soccer team, the football team, one of the sports clubs like that, you have to pass a drug test, which I think is fine, but it's only at the high school level. Because you know what? When you start getting the high school level, you've really got to start preparing yourself for how things work in the real world. And that's how things work. If you want to get a professional level job, you got to have professional etiquette and just the way you go about in life. So yes, I want to commend the school for doing that. But at the middle school level, you want to find out if some little 13-year-old is smoking a joint, maybe they tried it one time with their friends, and you're just going to basically just put this scarlet letter on them for the rest of their fucking life? Holy shit, is that overkill? I don't know. What the hell do you guys think about this? Would you be for, like, maybe some of your parents out there that have a 13 or 14-year-old, would you be okay with the town just saying, all right, do you want us to randomly drug test your kid? I don't know. I think that's overkill. It's totally unnecessary. It's great that, you know, they're doing this out of the, you know, the idea of getting kids off drugs and showing them that drugs are bad, which they are. I'm not a drug user myself, and I'm not condoning the usage of drugs, but god damn, testing these kids at a middle school level? Jesus Christ. And on top of that, teenage kids these days are paranoid about enough shit. They gotta sit there in school and wonder if their parents signed them up for a random drug test? Christ, they should be worrying about, you know, studying for the SATs in a few years. Holy shit. What the hell world do we live in now? And you know what? This is a trend. Like, where is this going to stop? Is it going to be like, you know, drug tests and AIDS tests for every kid in 5th grade now and shit like that? Where is it going to stop? Anyways, just something to think about here today. And again, check out that article in the video description. It kind of spells things out here. And yeah, it's probably going to pass. Who knows? But we'll see. Wow. I'm going to go smoke a joint. Just kidding. Have a great day, everyone.